Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this month's top 10, the request I chose was to do a top 10 list of the figures in my collection which I would never sell. Unless I was really hungry and didn't have any way to get food except for to sell my figures, then I would, because I'm not a weirdo and they're only plastic. But still, this list is the things that I would choose out of everything I have to keep, no matter what, almost. Now this is my list, and lists are more fun when there's more stuff on them, so some of these individual items are actually going to be like multiple items, technically, kinda, sorta. I added more than 10 things, but that's okay. We're still going to group it into 10 things that I would never sell, and it's in no particular order, so let's go ahead and dive in with number 10. Coming in at number 10, I have to say I would never sell any of my original Beast Wars, but to be more specific for this list, I'm going to go ahead and just mention Ravage and Dinobot. These guys are just definitely things I would never sell. The Ravage figure is a little bit extra special because I'd been looking for one for forever, and then out of the blue, my dad got one for me. I wasn't expecting it, so it was a nice little surprise. And then for Dinobot, well, Dinobot's my favorite character almost ever of all time, especially for Beast Wars and Transformers. And this was like the best Dinobot figure for the longest time, and it's super hard to come by in the right color scheme anyway. And I was just hunting it for forever, and I eventually tracked it down and got it. So it's a little bit special to me, but more importantly, it's a good Dinobot figure that was hard to find, so I'll never get rid of it. Coming in at number 9, we have a few different Halo 3 figures. Now, Halo 3 is my favorite Halo figure for the overall most part type of situation, and the figures are really just the best Halo figures we've ever gotten, again, overall. So I was gonna originally just pick the original Master Chief figure from this line, and I decided that's not really fair. There are too many other ones that I would pick, so let me just narrow it down a little bit. So I do have the original one, which I do have loose, but also in the package. I have to keep the one in the package, and I have to keep the gold version, which was a special reward point exclusive thing, but then I also have to have the one that's in the co-op 4-pack, which comes with Master Chief, and then there's also, of course, the Arbiter, because I need to have Arbiter, and how could I not have Cortana? So all of these are figures I would never sell from my collection. However, if I had to pick one, if I had to pick just one, it would be the original Halo 3 Master Chief, which is the one that's in the package. Number 8 on this list goes to the DC Superheroes Blue and Gray Batman. Now this figure is not perfect, it definitely has a lot of issues and a lot of people don't like a lot of things about it. However, I would make the argument that this is the best 6-inch or 1/12 scale comic-based Batman figure ever. You could make the argument that the gray and black one's better, and that's fine, but I prefer the blue, and that's this one, and it's also the first of the good Batman figures I've ever had, and Batman's my favorite comic book character, so I can't get rid of this one. It's just too good. It does seem to be discoloring a little bit, even though it's never been out in sunlight or anything like that, so I might have to track a new one down, but definitely never gonna get rid of this Batman. Coming in at number 7, we have a very special, very rare set of items, which are the clear employee exclusive Soda Street Fighter figures. Now, the thing that makes these extra rare is they never even made it to most of the employees. Lots of issues with the factory led to these things becoming even more rare than anybody had ever anticipated, and I only know of 2 sets, 2 complete sets, the one I have, and then another one that the person I got mine from, they have a set as well. There are a couple other ones floating around, but I don't think they're in full sets. I don't even know if Jerry, the original soda guy, has them. So they're exceptionally rare. Unfortunately, they are starting to yellow, and I haven't even had them out. They've been stored away in climate control and everything, and they are starting to yellow and get a little sticky, which is unfortunate, but they are still super rare, super cool, and part of my favorite collection, which is the Soda Street Fighter line, which I would never sell the whole thing, honestly speaking, but since we're making a list, I had to narrow it down some, and these employee exclusive figures are just too hard to come by, too hard to find, and I'll just never get rid of them. Coming in at number 6, we have the NECA 1/12 scale live action Ninja Turtles. Now, the only reason I really would never get rid of these is because there's 2 reasons. One, they're really well executed, but 2, growing up on that live action Ninja Turtles movie, it's something unlike anything else in the comic book world. People always talk about comic book movies, and they're always talking about Marvel and DC. They were never talking about the live action Ninja Turtle movie. I don't think it gets enough credit from anybody outside of the people who are like directly attached to it. Like the general consensus doesn't ever include that. It only includes Marvel and DC. And I think that's unfortunate. It was a really great movie, and I grew up on it. And now I have figures of it which are highly detailed, highly accurate, and really well executed. So I'll never get rid of these. Coming in at number 5, we have another Halo item, and yes, this time it is only the one item. This is the Halo 4 Master Chief figure, the first release, which isn't anything special on its own, but this is the Comic-Con exclusive version, which means it has a sticker on it that says Comic-Con on it, but that's still not the special thing. The special thing about this is the first time I went to Comic-Con, and it's also the time I met the voice actors for Master Chief and Cortana, Steve Downes and Jen Taylor. And I also had them sign the figure. Now, I'm not one of those people that has a whole lot of signatures or anything like that, but since Halo is my favorite franchise of all time, and they are the two main characters, I just had to do it. I had to get it. They're actually really awesome people, and anyway, there's a whole lot of nostalgia and just everything positive you could assign to collecting is kind of wrapped up in this. Everything that's good about it is in this, so I'll never get rid of this one. Number 4 on this list goes to a figure which just came out very recently. It is the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter V Arcade Edition Akuma. Now, Akuma is one of my all-time favorite characters, and we just don't have that many good figures for him. This figure's not perfect, but it's definitely darn good, and it's the best one I have, and I've got basically all of the good Akuma figures, so I can't get rid of it. It's one of my favorite characters, and it's really well executed, so yeah, it's definitely going to be staying in my collection. Number 3 on this list goes to kind of another batch of figures, which are also Halo related. You guys know I really, really like Halo. It's my favorite gaming franchise. And so it's only right that some of these slots go to Halo figures, and these are the original Joyride figures. I was gonna just do the original Halo 1 Master Chief, and I could make that the only one, but then I remembered that there's the one from the 2-pack with the lighter color, and I really, really like that one a whole bunch. And then there's also, I need Arbiter if I'm gonna have Chief, and then of course I need Cortana too. So again, I ended up with Master Chief, Arbiter, and Cortana on my list. So yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be just the original dark green Master Chief, but these figures are just so close to screen accurate and have so much of that toy feel to them that toys rarely have these days. They're either collector's items only or little kid items only, and these are somewhere in between, and they just have all the nostalgia and all the fun, and of course they're Halo related, so I'm not going to get rid of them. Number 2 on this list goes to a Marvel Legends figure, surprisingly, which is the new Wolverine, with one caveat. I will say I would not have him on the list if it wasn't for the head that I added to him. The head that he comes with is fine and it's all well and good, but the head that I put on him makes him look, at least based on my nostalgia memory, very close to the cartoon version of Wolverine. And so I have to keep this one because it reminds me of all those hours spent as a kid watching the Jim Lee based cartoon, and Wolverine is of course the best X-Men character there is, so this one has to make the list. And finally, number 1 on this list, I'm sure many of you are not surprised, Dinobot is my favorite Transformers character of all time, arguably my favorite overall character of all time, and then of course we have the masterpiece version of him, which is basically perfectly screen accurate, highly detailed, highly articulated, highly impressive in just about every way, except for the pink sword, which I'm working on changing. But it's just, I can't get rid of this ever, no matter what. It's such a good piece. Even if you're not a big Dinobot fan, you have to appreciate it. And then if you are, of course, you have to keep this. You can't get rid of it. So if I had to get rid of everything else, this is the one thing I would end up keeping. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it. That's my top 10 list of things I would never sell unless I absolutely had to. Why don't you let me know in the comment section below which things in your collection would you never sell? Which ones do you like the most? Also, let me know what ideas you may have for top 10 videos in the future. I'm going to try to knock one out every month, and at this point I've got a decent batch of ideas going, but if you guys request them, I might do them. So let me know in the comment section which ones you'd like to see going forward. Now, I'm not just talking about like top 10 figures of the year. Those are going to happen no matter what. I'm talking about specific different things, and it doesn't even have to be figure related. Of course, it can if you want it to be. But let's also mix in some other things. If you have those ideas, I'm happy to hear them. Anything from video games, TV, movies, and anything you want to come up with is fine by me. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that because I do have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.